Hey everybody, welcome back to episode number 5. Here we go. It's going to be a great episode. Today I'm going to make Korean tacos. Something I've never made before. I've been thinking about it for days and I've kind of got this all organized in my mind and now organized on my countertops. I went and found the ingredients. I'm super excited about this. Let's kick this off. Here we go. Alright, so here's how it's going to go. We're going to start with a marinade. So we're gonna have our beef marinated and then we're gonna put it in a pan with some veggies. We're gonna have that cooked. So right now we're gonna start off by getting our marinade ready. So this may sound a little wild, but we're gonna start with ketchup. I gotta have a big tube of ketchup in my fridge because my son really loves ketchup. So here we go. We're gonna put a bunch of that in there. And then we're gonna get soy sauce. We're gonna get some soy sauce in here. So this is basically a version of teriyaki sauce. So I eyeball things, I don't measure things. And my classic go-to, my paste, I always have my garlic paste on hand by serving it up. So you got your garlic paste right here, nice fresh tube. So a touch of garlic in there. There we go, see, we're not chopping garlic, we're just putting it in. Now, I'm gonna put a touch of sweetness in here with this. This is obviously brown sugar, but here's a trick to brown sugar. If your brown sugar ever gets hard, what you do is you put a slice of apple into the brown sugar and it loosens it up. Look at that. This was rock hard 2 days ago and I now have it soft and pliable and usable. Look at that. Fantastic. Slice of apple into your brown sugar and then it's back to fresh and new. It's fantastic. Let me just get my whisk here and whisk this up. Simple ingredients, kind of like a classic, well, my classic teriyaki sauce. So I'm gonna get that going. So I whisked up my teriyaki, homemade teriyaki sauce. I got my beef pre-cut. I don't need to go to a butcher, just go to the meat department in my local grocery store. It's all ready, it's called stir-fry beef, but it's usually they use a AAA grade sirloin. So I'm gonna get that in there, get my hands in here. I'm just gonna get this all marinated, flavorful. And there's gonna be a little extra sauce here because we're gonna be adding vegetables to the pan. So let me just wash my hands here. My magical tap just turned on, here we go. I'm just gonna rinse my hands off. You don't need to be too careful when you're washing your hands when you're working with steak. You know, if you're working with pork or chicken, make sure you wash your hands very carefully. Now here we go. I got my pan over here, non-stick pan, olive oil, getting nice and warm. I just turned it up a hair. What we have over here, red pepper, zucchini. So these are classic Korean style ingredients for our Korean tacos. So we got the teriyaki beef marinating. It doesn't take long, just a quick marination. Then we have what they call, in a chef world, julienne, which is like a matchstick. So the reason why we want to cut these like this and have them all the same similar shape, the same as the beef, is that when you put them into the taco, they're going to eat nicely. So it's going to be all strip form, strip form, strip form, strip form. So everything will taste great and eat well together. So here we go. The pan's getting nice and hot. I'm going to start by putting my veggies in. Get the tongs going. I'm gonna mix this all up. So, Korean tacos is kind of an idea I just thought about. Just trying to think of the next great dish I want to make. So I'm gonna get this nice and warm. And once this pan starts really heating up, I'm gonna add the beef. I want the beef to almost be, you know, like a medium cook. So I don't mind it being a touch, you know, pink in the middle. It actually makes it a little juicier, a little more tender if it's at a nice medium. So I'm gonna get these veggies going because I think they'll actually take longer than the meat this time. If you're cooking, you can make it with chicken. You can make it with chicken, pork, anything you want. But if you're making it with chicken, I'd advise to cook the chicken a little bit first, and therefore the chicken will be cooked. Add the veggies. When I'm cooking with beef, I want the beef to be a little bit more on the rare side than well done. So here we go. Got the sizzle going. We're gonna get this cooked up. And once this gets going, I'm gonna add the beef to the pan. And we're gonna cook this to about a a medium again. So I'm gonna get this going. We're gonna have this all cooked up for you. And when I come back, we're gonna show you the next step of making the sauces for our Korean tacos. Here we go. All right, so here we go. We've got the meat cooked to a nice medium, slightly over, it doesn't matter. Still nice and tender. We've got the vegetables wilted, zucchini absorbing all that delicious teriyaki flavor. And then you want to just season to taste. Taste a little bit. I just tasted it. Add a little pepper. If you want to add more salt, typically soy sauce has obviously a lot of salt, so make sure you taste it and season accordingly. So here we go. We're going to finish it off. I'm going to get that right to where it is now. I'm going to put this down to a simmer while I finish off. Over here, we're going to make our sauces for our tortillas. So my oven's at 350. I've got flour tortillas. So I like flour tortillas. Some people like corn tortillas. I feel like the flour tortilla allows the inside of the taco to speak for itself. When you have a corn tortilla, it really takes over a lot of the flavor of what's happening with inside the taco. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, the base sauce, which is gonna be the bottom of our taco, is gonna be a gochujang sauce. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm trying my best. So gochujang is a Korean hot sauce paste. So I actually had to go find this. I went to a couple grocery stores and nobody had it, so I had to go find a Korean style grocery store. But if I'm making Korean tacos, I'm going all in. So I'm gonna take this paste, I'm gonna put it down here. I'm gonna take a couple scoops of that. This stuff's really good. Gochujang has a kind of initial heat, but then the heat doesn't stay with you like, say like a hot sauce like Tabasco. Those hot sauces can linger, but gochujang, typically the sauce will hit you with a little bit of heat and then subside really quickly. And that's kind of why I like it. Now, I'm gonna kind of thin this out, a little bit of soy sauce. Obviously we're using soy sauce and different elements here because we're making an Asian style dish. And then, this is the sesame oil. If you're using sesame oil, you've got to be super light with it. Like this little much right here. That's it. That's all you need. Sesame oil is very potent, and you have to make sure you use a little bit. Now, for the sweetness to contrast sweet, we're going to use honey. I know this honey's seen better days. I've had this for a while. We're going to put it in the microwave to wake it up a little bit. I'm going to nuke it, as they say, and then actually one of the few ingredients on our planet that can never go bad is honey. They found honey in Egyptian tombs from thousands of years ago that was still edible. It's amazing. Those bees know what they're doing. They're the bee's knees. Okay, so we got the honey. Just put it in the microwave, wake it up a little bit. I'm just gonna put a little into our gochujang sauce here. So we're gonna just create balance, sweet and heat. You know, if you want it hotter, put more gochujang. Oh, if you want it sweeter, put a little more honey in. So we're gonna have that there. I'm gonna give this a little mix up, and then we're gonna have our base of our taco sauce ready to go. So as you mix it, you see it starts to thin out. You're gonna be able to drizzle this on. This is like if you're making a Mexican taco, this is the equivalent of your salsa on a Mexican taco. So as you see, it's getting nice consistency there. So we got sweet, heat, saltiness. Now for our next sauce, this is super cool. So I'm excited about this. So I'm trying to think of something like a cooling agent, but I wanted something with flavor. So I decided to do, instead of an aioli, which an aioli is a mayonnaise-based condiment, I'm gonna use sour cream. I like sour cream. I mean, I'm not really caring about the healthiness or not the healthiness of it, but I just feel like sour cream is just a better element to cool down a dish. So I'm gonna put a couple dollops of the sour cream in here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this wasabi. Everybody thinks wasabi is like, oh no, you put wasabi on something that's super hot, it's gonna add more spice to it. But it's not. If you add wasabi to sour cream, it's gonna flavor the sour cream and add still a cooling agent, but a flavorful cooling agent. It's not gonna add some sort of crazy spice. So we're not gonna go overboard. We're just gonna put a few shots in here, just like that. It's gonna be so fantastic. So we're gonna mix that up, and you know, end up being, we're gonna add a little more. We want kind of just a green tinge to the sauce. So this is gonna be just a beautiful flavor on top. There we go. So that's gonna be perfect. So we're gonna mix that up. So it's gonna have a flavor of wasabi, but it's not gonna have the heat of a wasabi that you would have, say, with your sushi. So it's just got, so it's a light green hint to it. That's it. Simple as that. Now, let's finish these tacos off. I'm gonna take my flour tortilla. I'm just gonna do one right now. We're gonna make the rest later. I got my oven at 350. Popping it right on top. No pan, nothing. Right on the grill. We're gonna put that right on there. It literally takes 1 minute to heat. As we do that, we're gonna get our meat ready. We're gonna toss it. Just get everything incorporated. Nice, beautiful. This is looking super good. So many delicious flavors in this pan. And then we get our plate. Let's just use one of our little side plates here. I'm going to show you how this all works up. So we're going to take a look down. Takes super quick. We're going to just flip that over. I worked in a restaurant for a long time, so I'm not afraid to put my hands in the oven. So as that gets a little bit warmer, we're going to just make sure we got everything dialed in here. We got our meat and veg. We got our spicy sauce for the bottom. We got our delicious wasabi mayo. Ready to go. This is looking really good. And then the final touches are going to be this. So this red cabbage right here. So to be honest with you, I'm not a big red cabbage fan, but what I am a fan of is freshness and texture. So the freshness of the red cabbage and the texture will create just one more element to this taco that's going to actually blow this out of the water. So it's going to be simple. Just shave it. Just shave pieces. See that? I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. Little tip you can that I did today was I didn't want to buy a whole cabbage, because what am I going to do with a whole cabbage? The whole cabbage is going to sit in my fridge and rot. So what I did is I went to the produce department in my local grocery store and I asked them to cut it in half. And I said, can you please cut this for me, because I don't need the whole thing. I'll take half home. The next person comes along probably wants not, same as me, not as much, so they'll take the other half home. And, it's just the way to go. You can always ask your produce departments, your deli departments. They're always willing to help you out and do something for you. So again, just shave this off. We got little bits here. That's all we're gonna need. Just gonna show you the first taco, and we're gonna make the rest of this after. While I'm at this point, I'm gonna cut my lime up. That's gonna be our finishing touch. So another trick, when you want your lime to be juicy, you just roll it a bit in your hand, and it allows the juices kind of to come across the lime. So we're gonna do this, just one slice, cut the rest up after and show you how it's all done. And we look back in here, okay, this is nice and toasty. I'm gonna put that on there, bring it over, bottom layer. Our honey gochujang paste. You just put that across here. Add more if you want it spicier. Add less if you don't. Simple as that. Bottom layer. Now we take our meat, our veg. Look at that. Those looking so good. So get the right amount, whatever you want for your plate. I tell my kids when we're cooking it, I give them the tongue and I say, just make your plate how you want to make it. A little more meat for mine. Here we go. Come back over here. Now at this point, I'm going to put a couple of splashes of the red cabbage. That's our texture element. Then I'm going to finish it off with a drizzle of our wasabi sour cream. And then I'm going to hit it with a little bit of lime juice right across the top. So simple, so delicious. Add more meat, add more veg, whatever you want in your taco. That's what you do. Done. I got 10 more tortillas. We're gonna whip up a whole bunch of those. Right now I'm gonna blast off a quick 1 minute I'm gonna call it tiramisu because I have ladyfingers, but to be honest with you, it's just a quick fire dessert. This could go like this. Here we go, real quick. So we're gonna take the little ramekin I have right here. I've got some things prepped up. I've always got my whipped cream. Today I've got Haagen-Dazs, right, daughter? Haagen-Dazs, or other people got Haagen-Dazs. And then we're gonna get this right here. We got lady fingers. So what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be super easy. Take this. As I'm doing this, I'm gonna heat up some Nutella in the microwave. This is crazy. This is my quick fire dessert. We do these every episode. 23, Michael Jordan's number, seconds. Boom. Here we go. Quick fire, quick fire. Put me to the test. I'm gonna put a dollop or two right in the middle. I'm gonna grab ladyfingers. I'm gonna break them in half. I'm gonna line them. Watch this. Here we go. It's gonna happen real quick. So this is gonna be, this is a big dessert, depending on the size of ramekin you have. This is what I have in my cupboard, so this is what I'm using it for. So here we go. Snap these all in. Look at that. Now, I come up with these things on spur of the moment. I don't even really think too much about it. I'm gonna do my whipped cream layer. Get it in the crevices, get it all in there. And then, watch this. Boom. I'm gonna take my beautiful Nutella, which is like one of the most delicious desserts. Well, not desserts, but delicious items ever. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. We go two ways here. Look at that. So that's gonna be your hazelnut, a little bit of depth of flavor. There we go. I'm gonna finish with chocolate sprinkles on top. Boom. Cut that in half. Bring that camera over here. Let me show you what we got. We've got a Korean taco. We've got beef. We've got red peppers, zucchini, fresh sliced red cabbage, wasabi, sour cream on top. And then look at that. This is kind of a take on a tiramisu with the lady's fingers, chocolate ice cream, whipped cream, chocolate flakes on top, Nutella, and we have it. Make a few tacos for your family. Share a dessert like this with your family. And basically within the last few minutes, we just whipped up one of the most amazing meals ever. I hope you try it at home. I hope you like, and I hope you subscribe. We're serving it up today. We're never chefing it up. Make sure you share this with all your friends, and we're out.